This is a series I've been wanting to do ever since the end of, well, Iron Man. Something that you guys might like if you are an Iron Man fan, but anyway, I've been thinking, what did happen to Iron Man? He had faded after the gauntlet, but what happened to his soul? So, we didn't get answers to that, so I thought I'll give you some. Anyway, this new series will be called What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Iron Man? Or Tony Stark. Your choice of words. Anyway, let's get into the story. In the opening theme, Deku is saying, most of everything stays the same. He says his name, 8% of the world has quirks, 20% doesn't. And he doesn't have a quirk. But, well, that's what the doctors told him. But, he's always known he was special. When he was younger, he always got these images of this suit. Red, gold, metal suit. But he could never piece the name of it. Until he was 14 in class. Bakugo was blabbering on about that he's the best and he can go UA. And Deku's just trying to get some work. But then he gets another a dream memory or something. It's him making, well, it's his form of life, could say. And all he remembers was, I am Iron Man. Whoever does not know that quote, you might want to watch Endgame. But anyway, Deku just thinks to send Iron Man. Is it a hero? But then, Deku walks home and he searches up the name Iron Man. Nothing comes up. There's like a TV show called The Metal Man or some other thing like that. But no Iron Man. Deku, though, he started getting more memories or images in his head. And this image was about this. He saw this. He's getting memories back when he first, Iron Man or Stark first made the Iron Mark 1. But in his dream, he doesn't know what this is. He just sees this and the glowing chest. But then, Deku wakes up in a cold sweat after waking up. And it's Saturday. It was just Friday. Deku says, another one of those dreams. What's happening? Should I tell Mom? But then Deku says, maybe it's a... No, it couldn't be. Anyway, got that work to do. Deku goes to his hero book and he starts sketching the image he just saw in his head. And drawings like this, guys, Deku's seeing what he drew and it's not perfect, but it's a good copy of it. Deku's thinking, is it a sign that got to make it? Deku realizing that if he can't be a hero or he doesn't have a quirk, he could still help. He could be this hero, the first quirkless hero. So Deku is trying to think where he could find materials. Then he goes to Deku Beach. He grabs old piece of junk, this metal, stuff like this. But then Deku is super lucky. He finds an old engine. I mean, like an old muscle car engine that could probably power something, not as the Iron Man could do, but at least for now, his memories are still coming back at least. Because Deku is thinking that this must be something from his past life, or if that even a thing. But right now, Deku is getting memories about Pepper Potts, the Avengers, Captain America's shield. He's just getting all these memories back, rushing to him each day in, day out. So Deku starts building the Mark 1. A couple hours later, Inko walks into the garage. I say there's a garage. They've got a garage, yes. She walks in and she says, sweetie, honey, Deku. She opens the garage door and turns the light on. She sees a helmet being made. She sees this helmet on a frame. The top Mark 1 helmet. She says, sweetie, what is this? Deku says, something can't make it. She says, okay. What is it, like a toy or it's a suit? A suit? It's gonna be my hero suit, Mum. Inko gives her son a proud look, thinking he's never gonna give up his tea. Well, don't be wearing it all day. It's bad. Plus, you gotta get food soon. He says, yes, Mum. Deku gets back to making this. And right now, he's just going to try and get the frame. He's not really worried about the power source yet. So right now, Deku is just smashing away at steel. And right now, it's been a month since this happened. By the way, Deku is 13 something right now. Deku has been forging this. He's got around the suit ready, but he hasn't got the minigun or the flame. It does have the flamethrower, just not the minigun, because he doesn't have that high caliber weapon yet. It doesn't have that resource. But Deku sees this thing in his chest. Not right now, but in his memory, he's just seen this white thing glow. He doesn't know what it is, but anyway. Well then, on the news, they said he says there's a new tour of a new company that works with plasma and high energy resources, and Deku think it's been a perfect opportunity to learn some more, because he hasn't got Tony Stark's full intelligence yet, guys, but it's coming back fast. Like hell, soon he'll be able to make like the Mark 42 or something. Joking, but for now he's got work with Mark 1. But anyway, so Deku takes the tour with his mum, and Inko gets distracted, and when that happens, Deku slips away, and he goes into the authorized personnel only, and he saw a new experimental object, or aka something he saw in his vision. Well, sort of, but he thinks it would be a good power source to have. Deku sees it takes a keypad, but then he just gets this weird memory that he's hacked something so much easier than this. Then Deku hits the panel, and it activates just a really weak. It just pulls out some wires. Deku starts hotwiring the keypad and says, "Access granted." Right then, Deku walks up to this glowing object, and he picks it up immediately and puts it in his bag. Then our alarm goes off. Soldiers start rushing to Deku's position. But then, Deku slips away behind a soldier, because they didn't really see anything suspicious. It's a kid. When the tour's over, well, before the tour could go over, they had to lock down the facility, because it's the most valuable resource of the facility for now. Deku is able to slip through a window though, and he runs home with his mother there. He said to his mother he had forgot something and needed to go home. Inko is worried, but she didn't think anything of it. Deku opens to the garage, and he sees what he picked up. It's glowing, and it starts to burn his hand fast. So Deku had this whole thing prepared. Deku opens the case that he brought with him, and he shoves that glowing in it, and he starts forming a circular machine. And before the massive reinforced glass is put in there, Deku grabs it and he puts it inside the machine. Well, the heart machine, you could say. And right now, Deku has a working Iron Man heart, aka the thing that's in his chest. I can't remember its name, but it's very. It's a thing. It's like the first one that Iron Man actually ever made to keep himself alive. And the shards. So now, Deku puts it in his chest. After I've launched this procedure of crying, blood going everywhere, and it cutting into him practically because if Iron Man did it, Deku can, because he's getting a memory that a man with a beard did it once, so he's thinking he could do it too. And his body's kind of used to this. If we're getting exploded by Bakugo, pain's just a good attribute for him. He can just take a lot of pain, including his mind's coming back, practically all of it. Right now, his body is almost back to Tony Stark's body. Like, he can take damage. Like, if Deku had met Jarvis would probably scan Deku and he would find some remnants of Tony. Or he could probably get into one of his suits, just not activate properly. For now, at least. That might be a little spoiler in the future, but hey, you guys will have to see if you hit the like button. But anyway, Deku, he has to respirate. Well, I'm just going to call this the spark. The spark goes into Deku's chest, and after that, he falls unconscious when it enters his chest, and Deku wakes up, coughing up a little bit of blood, and Deku fills his chest and he sees the glowing light. He says, "It worked! It worked!" His mum is still not there. But then Deku realizes that he's unstable. He needs to get to his life support, or aka his machine. It ain't perfect, but it'll keep him alive. Deku crawls to his new Mark 1 suit, and it comes on Deku. Deku is able to walk around in a massive bulky armor. Deku is able to breathe properly with it because it has massive air tanks inside. Well, small ones, but it's still good. Deku realizing that he can move properly with this. But then, he realizes this won't last him for long. He needs to find something that could properly help him properly with it. But then, when Deku's asleep, guys, mostly every one of his memories are back with all of his suits. So right now, his intelligence is beyond Aizawa. Not Aizawa, Nezu. Like right now, he's got the Tony Stark mind. In machinery, of course. So right now, Deku's Tony Stark mind kind of takes over. Deku's probably mind is just not working properly. So right now, Tony gets into play. Anyway. So Tony starts building Jarvis again. Because, by the way, guys, Tony is still alive. He's just in Deku's body. The reincarnation of Deku. So technically, his soul would still be in it. So anyway, it would work still. Don't worry. But anyway, Deku, or Iron Deku, or Stark Deku, he starts building Jarvis. And in this mind state, he hasn't been to school at all. It's been 4 days since he's been to school. Has not been to school. Because he's been in his little workshop in the garage building. He said to his mum that he wasn't feeling well, but right now Tony has made a little Jarvis, you could say. Like a Jarvis that could work in the suit of Iron Man, you could say. And right now, guys, it's very confusing. But right now, Deku is Iron Man, you could say, practically. But now, Jarvis is in the suit. Jarvis isn't got a body like he did in the last one, but he is the suit now. So right now, Jarvis is not a Mark 1 for now, till Deku starts getting proper body parts. for Jarvis, because he ain't rich like he was in the past. He's got to find and scam into stuff. So Deku, he goes back, or Stark, aka Deku, goes back to Deku Beach, and he gets some old robot parts, like some toys, some old car parts, and he starts making a little robot body for Jarvis. And I don't have an image for that yet, but hey, it'll work still. But it is not even done. It's going to take a while, but he's in the suit, and he practically makes his own makeshift minigun, because technically it's still Tony right now, not Deku. So anyway, after 4 days, Deku's chest is stabilized, because his body, Tony's just used to having a reactor, but he knows this reactor is not stable as his one he had versus Thanos. Like, he knows this is like the first one he actually ever had, and it would slowly kill him. So he's got to find a better power source soon, fast. It can last him a couple of years, but before it's going to kill him soon. Well, in a couple of years at least. So now, after around a week, Deku finally returns to school, and Deku just walks in, and Dita says, "Midoriya, where have you been? Your mom kept saying that you was ill." Deku says, "I was ill." Stark says, "I was ill." "Sorry, sir. I finished all the homework you sent me, though." He said all the work. He even corrected the teacher for crying out loud. He says, "Wow, Deku, I knew you were smart, but this is amazing." Bokio shouts, "Deku, sit down. Get this stupid class over with." Deku says, "Oh, yeah, sure, Bakugo." Then Bakugo says, "Nerd." He says, "No, I'm a scientist. You're just an bucket of bolts." He says, "What?" He says, "Nothing." Anyway, Deku sits down, and they have a math test today, and Deku gets handed the paper. A minute later, it's done. He corrected it, even the teacher. "Here, teacher." He says, "Deku, that is not for you to see for now. I'll give you a sneak peek. It's that for now. You're not going to get to see it for now, for a while, but anyway." Deku is saying, "Well, sir, it was pretty easy." He says like some Einstein level crap, like shocking the teacher. Like, he doesn't. Not even the teacher understands this. He's like, "What?" He says, "Sir, it's simple. You just divide this, and you multiply that." He's just dumbfounded, but he says, "Okay." No, Deku says, "May I go, sir? I've done all the work for today." Hang on, guys. Anyway, he says, he says, so let me guess, I'm allowed to go?" He just nods. He says, "Well, everyone, you have fun with your test." Deku walks out and starts heading home. And Deku's birthday's coming up, and while his birthday's coming up, Deku's just been in the garage. He's just been breezing through all the work he's been being sent, because the teacher said it's not even the headmaster said. The teacher brought Deku to the headmaster. He says, "Sir, we might as well just give him the work at home. There's no point. He just finishes the work in mere minutes. We have 4 days for him." He said, "I guess you're right, counsellor." So right now, Deku's not even going to school, because he's just doing it all at home. Because there's no point, it's just wasting all the time. So now, Deku actually can start working and staying at home and working more on his suits. So right now, Deku is pretty good. Like, he's got the Mark 1 suit all set up and nice and sturdy. And he carries around a backpack that has the suit in it. And I got this idea from, I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but he said, he had a what if called What If Deku is Iron Man. Check him out, he's amazing. Anyway, Deku is walking around with the backpack, and right now, he's 14. And he's in the process of making, well, Mark II, the silver Iron Man suit, you could say. The silver one, what he had in the movie. But anyway, Deku's memories have fully came back. But at least some of them are still locked up somewhere in his mind, but he remembers his full name, Tony Stark, rich billionaire playboy, his wife Pepper Potts, and the Avengers. And he remembers all the technology, spider gear, stuff like that from Spider-Man. He knows about the Infinity Stones, the Gauntlet, but he's trying to find a way back there. Because this world's nice and all, but he wants to be home with Pepper. But he's still trying to think of a way. But till then, it's the Sludge villain attack. And right now, Deku's walking down the street. Because Bakugo doesn't really question it, because he sees him as a new backpack. Because Bakugo just thinks he's just a nerd still. He's sure just a bit smarter, so what? So anyway, Deku's just walking on the street with him. Deku sees the Sludge villain attacking a girl. Iron Deku just goes up against the wall, and Deku's suit comes on him. And guys, it's this suit practically. It just comes on a little slower than usually. Most suits would usually. It comes on Deku, and the chest starts glowing again. And Baku questioned Deku about this, but he couldn't because, well, one, he's not even at school, so how could he? And like he'd actually ever go to Deku's place. Let's be real. But anyway, Deku is walking up and he sees a green-haired girl being attacked by a Sludge villain. The Sludge villain's saying, "You'll make a fine host." The Sludge villain hears this massive metal clunk's foot come towards him. And the girl, who looks like a frog, looks over and she sees this massive iron thing with glowing blue eyes and a glowing blue chest. She says, "Oh." Deku says, "No need to fear, ma'am. I'm here." He says, "Stay back, hero." Deku says, "Drop the girl at once." A minigun pops out of his arm. All Might pops down and saying, "No need to fear, I am here." All Might seeing Deku, thinking he's just another hero, thinking he got some backup at least. He says, "Good work holding him off." Actually no. He hasn't come yet. He's still looking. Deku charges, and he's a lot more nimble because he has some propellers on, well, thrusters on the back of the suit, and he charges towards the Sludge villain, punching towards him. It's a lot of impact. It knocked the girl out of the Sludge villain's grasp because he literally just charged into the Sludge villain, and this flamethrower activates. And this gear is like more high tech, so that the minigun's a little smaller but a lot of damage. And this the flamethrower on his arm. It's a little way more high tech. It's like a literal flamethrower now. He's just blasting the Sludge villain back with fire. Because he can still get burned technically. It just doesn't hurt. Then All Might comes out and says, "I am here." All Might thinking it's another hero holding him off. He says, "Great work, hero." "No, step back and let me handle this." He says, "Take this, smash!" Knocking out Sludge villain, well, blasting his ass to Kingdom Come. Anyway, don't talk about language, but technically it's not really bad. But anyway, Deku says, "It's all right." But Deku realizing that there's no time for that, he goes up to the girl saying, "Are you okay?" She looks up saying, "Thank you." Really weak. And Deku realizing she's kind of cute. She's got green hair, big eyes. Not a lot of expression on her face, but who would be attacked from a villain? He says, "Don't worry, you're safe now." All Might. The girl looks over and saying, "All Might stands." She asks for an autograph. Deku says, "Yeah, could I have one please? 2 please?" He says, "But, sure, whatever you say." He signs the girl an autograph. But Deku, he pulls out his arm out and he says, "Can you please sign my armor, sir?" He says, "Yeah, of course I can, fellow hero." He says, "I'm not really a hero, but hey, this is someone going to involve it." So right now, All Might signs his arm and he says, "Have a good day, and would you mind escorting the girl to the police station for me?" He says, "I could, but I got work to do. I'm sorry, sir." He says, "It's fine." She says, "It's okay. I'll get my family to pick me up." He says, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, it's fine." Alright. Dickie says, "Okay." Hang on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Family and all, brothers, sisters. Anyway, where the cheese was I? Just the Anyway, Deku walks out and his arm tracks back into his backpack and he starts walking home. But on the way, he hears a massive explosion. And this one, guys, is from let's say All Might. Oh, the Sludge villain. Let's say All Might jumped a little too hard and then went overkill and he threw the Sludge villain out the bottle. And Rocky being a dumbass, sort of bad words, but he is obviously. He kicks it and he gets swallowed up by the villain. Then Deku just walks past and he sees all the heroes, and he sees, where's All Might? It's a Sludge villain. And seeing a duty to do this because, he was a former hero, who was his hero in his past life, Deku runs around the corner and he gets this armor on. His armor? Well, actually, he doesn't get that armor on, but he's been working on a new armor, guys. Suddenly, memories are back. He's been working. Also, by the way, guys, Jarvis is in this. He's actually been transferred into this suit. Mark II. One of my favourite Iron Mans. But anyway, right now, Deku has this on still. He doesn't have it on him, but it can fly. So now, let's carry on. Deku just walks out and you just hear this Iron Man theme tune saying, "I am Iron Man." Just that old theme tune that everyone hears. All the heroes are just looking at this kid. But then, though not looking at the kid, but Deku on the corner, and this suits fly. This cut to his garage. In the movie, the suits fly out of the garage, charging towards Deku's location, and Deku's just walking and staying still. Actually, he sends his arms down. The suit just pops on, all of the body armors, and just like a backflip grabs the marshmallows on his face. Then Deku starts hovering above the crowd. All the crowds are saying, "Oh, another hero!" All the heroes. Deku goes up to one of the heroes saying, "What's the situation?" He says, "What's the situation?" He says, "Are you like a new hero or something? Haven't seen you around before." He says, "Sort of, but anyway, our duty is to get the kid out of there." And Deku says, "I got this." He says, "Wait, what? When you wait for reinforcements, we have to wait for All Might." He says, he can't come right now. Well, he's going to be too late at least. Deku starts walking towards him, and Dolphin says, You look familiar." He says, "Yeah, I was in that big armor suit, remember?" And Sue, and by the way, guys, if you don't know who the girl was, it's Sue, and she's watching this as well. He says, saying like, "So you got an upgrade, huh? That's fast." He says, "Yeah, I've got a bunch. But anyway, put the kid down, surrender now, or you're going to get hurt bad." He says, "Well, I've got all the cards here. Why do I listen to..." Deku's hands, puts his hand up and it starts glowing. This is a plasma round. Hit this, you're feeling some pain. Doesn't matter if you're tar, sludge. He says, "Your blood..." Before he could finish, Deku blasts a hole in him. He screams in agony as it starts burning his body. "Ah! You son of a..." Before he could finish that sentence, Deku starts firing more rounds towards him, blasting him, and observantly, definitely not hitting Bakugo. And now, Deku starts flying towards him, grabbing him, and Bakugo flying out of him, of course. He throws him up in the air, and he puts his big chest out, and he blasts a big heavy beam. And by the way, guys, the way he's charging his suit is because, he needs money to make that stuff, so he's made batteries. He's used car batteries, like he did in the movie. But anyway, the Sludge gets literally almost obliterated, but it turns to a little bit of sludge, and he starts crying. Hang on, guys. Anyway, guys, then the Sludge is just begging for mercy. Then he says, "Surrender." He starts to shout, "I surrender! Just no more, please!" Sludge literally crying right now. All the heroes are just amazed that this new hero did what they couldn't. Some of them are thinking that maybe it's time for them to retire, but not really. Deku, then all the new boys run up towards Deku saying, "Hello, are you a new hero?" He says, so, maybe. They say, what do you mean maybe? I'm not really a hero yet, but then on the Sludge, then Death Farm says, "Well, sorry, you can't use your quirk, but you're under arrest, we're sorry." He says, "Technically, I don't have one, a quirk, but like you could catch me if you can." He says, "What do you mean?" Deku puts his hands out and he blasts off to the atmosphere. He goes up before he blasts off properly. He says, "Nice meeting you all. See you guys around." Deku puts his arms down and he thrusts out of there. All Might just amazed to what just happened, and he's looking for Deku, but he can't find him. Deku's flying, for crying out loud. And right now, Deku lands outside, and he says, "Man, Jarvis, this is getting intense." He says, "Of course, sir. Hang on, guys." But anyway, guys, my family just don't be quiet nowadays. I'm just trying to do some videos, you know? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this new What If, guys, by the way, just so you know that. And Deku says, "Well, we've got 10 months for you wait. We have to work on our body." He says, "Yes, you are right, sir, but we also have to work on the suit." Deku says, "But can't you do that?" "Sir, right now, my body is not operational properly. I could move in your armour for sure. I could. But, well, anyway, I guess I could work on it." He says, "Good work then. But I need material, sir. Just leave that to me. I got a guy." He says, "Okay, sir." And this is the end of part 1, guys. Tell me if you actually like the series, because, well, I think you might. It really depends, but anyway, hope you enjoy this first one. Anyway, there's going to be plenty more, if you like it at least. Bye.